Are you interested in investing in AT&T? Have you heard of this company and ever wondered, is this a good investment for me to make right now? That is what we're going to be talking about in the stock analysis of AT&T. We're going to talk about its balance sheet, technical analysis, and overall if this is a good investment for you. That's what we're going to be discussing in today's video. So sit tight, relax, hit the like button before we get started, and enjoy the show. Yo, what's going on? Welcome to another brand new video from the Flaming Profits YouTube channel, where we teach you how to become a more profitable investor in the stock market. We teach you tips and strategies for you to make more money overall and how to make better financial decisions. So make sure you subscribe, that way you do not miss out any of our amazing content like this one, where we analyze stocks for you and give you tips and tricks for stocks and investing in the stock market overall. Alright, so before we get started, I do want to share some of our amazing referral links. So this is for M1 Finance. You get free $10 to begin investing with them. It's really easy to do, and I absolutely love M1 Finance. If you haven't heard of them before, you definitely need to do some research, because this is a very useful brokerage that I highly recommend. And then we have Robinhood, my all-time favorite brokerage. You get a free stock as soon as you sign up. All you have to do is use the link that I have in the description and you'll get your free stock. And then we have Acorns. This is the brokerage that I use to invest my cash back. So right now they're having this promotion where you get free $5 as soon as you sign up. No reason why not to do it. All the links are in the description. And then we have Webull. You get 2 free stocks. This is an amazing offer that I actually took advantage, and I got about $15 because I sold the 2 stocks that I got. So it's just extra money that I received. And then we have this secured credit card. I use this every single day to get 1 to 2% cash back on every single purchase that I make. And also, if you sign up using the link, you get $50 of free spending money. So really cool offer. I will definitely take advantage of this right now that it's available. Alright, so now that you know about this offers, the links are in the description. We're going to go ahead and get started with the video. Alright, so welcome to the $1,000 per month Robinhood portfolio. So this is a challenge that I am fully committed in completing. So in this challenge, I'm basically buying a new dividend paying company every single week until I get to $1,000 per month in payments consistently every single time. And AT&T was a stock that I added to this. I have 30 shares of it with a total return of $4.52. And if you want to learn a little bit more about AT&T, that's what we're going to be talking about. So this is a buy rating, why they recommend you buying into AT&T. WarnerMedia holds a broad array of content rights and has a strong reputation with content creators. They have a strong wireless business that has dominance over Sprint and T-Mobile. So this is really good for it. And AT&T has been doing very good in accumulating a lot of different assets, especially in the media and telecom industry. So they're able to offer so many products and services through every single branch that they have under their general AT&T brand. So this is a really good benefit of investing in this company, that you're very diversified in a lot of different industries because they cover a lot, not just one specific industry. And then the sell rating, this is the reason why you might not want to invest in AT&T. So there's some services that are kind of old that people are not beginning to use anymore, like phone service, fixed line phone service. This creates a drag on profits that will grow over time, which can cost them revenue and profits. And they also have a lot of debt apparently, but we're going to look at the exact numbers to see exactly if this is correct and by how much. And also there's a lot of people that get scared about advancing technology will take over what AT&T has to offer. So this is the sell rating. So it's important to look at both sides, that way you make a better informed decision when deciding to invest in this company. These are the categories that AT&T belongs in, so a lot of different categories. This shows my history of the buys and sells and dividend payments. So AT&T is a holding company which engages in the provision of telecommunications, media, and technology services. It operates through the following four segments: Communications, WarnerMedia, Latin America, and Xander. The Communications segment provides services to businesses and consumers located in the U.S. or in U.S. territories, and businesses globally. So the WarnerMedia develops, produces, and distributes features, films, televisions, gaming, and other content over various physical and digital formats. So that's kind of a brief description of the company overall. That way you get a little bit more background information. It's always important for you to know exactly what the company you are investing in does, because if you haven't even done this basic research on any investment that you do, you are not making an informed decision. You might learn something that might make you not want to invest in that company. That's why it's important for you to take the time to learn about the investment that you are planning on making, just like this. Next, we're going to talk a little bit more on the background info. So in case you didn't know, AT&T is actually a very, very old company. It actually had a different name called Southwestern Bell Telephone Company, and eventually they went through some issues where they were too big, so they had to separate the company into different parts. But AT&T still is basically the largest telecommunications company and the largest provider of mobile telephone services and the largest provider of fixed telephone service in the United States. So they have a dominance over the telecommunications industry. One of the biggest challenges that this company is going to have to face and win is being able to adapt to the change of time, being able to adapt to new technologies. They can't constantly be selling the same thing they've sold in the past. They have to be liquid and adaptable through every single situation that we might evolve into. So this is a big challenge for AT&T, but obviously it has stood the test of time. It's been in business since I have the exact date on the bottom. AT&T has been in business since 1983. I keep on saying this in almost every single video. Some of the best companies to invest in are very, very old companies, because that means that these companies have gone through recessions, and overall through the test of time, there can be a lot of difficult situations through time. So just knowing that this company has been able to stay in business for 40 plus years, it means that this company is resilient and has something that's attractive, and a lot of people continue to buy from them. So this is a good sign coming from AT&T that it has been able to be in business for this long, since 1984, 1983. So just a little bit more history on this company. Another really smart thing that AT&T does, and other businesses do as well, is they start naming buildings after the company name over like the entire country, and they use these buildings for different reasons, like lease them or rent them for different events or stuff like that. But the important thing about this, it kind of brings brand awareness to people, and by you establishing physical locations like venues, people start to recognize the brand, and overall they become kind of like a loyal customer to AT&T. It's kind of weird how that works, but there's actually a lot of companies that do this, and the more they're able to do this, the more kind of like brand awareness that people are gonna have about AT&T. It's kind of like a way to have permanent advertising. So this is something very smart that AT&T is doing. So now, one of the most important parts before investing in any stock is looking at the stock performance through time. So the stock chart is going to determine the performance of the stock through time, and the most important time period that I look at in any graph is the max chart, because this will give you the most amount of data needed to make a good decision when investing in a stock. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the max chart of AT&T, and here it is. So I don't know what happened in the beginning. I guess it IPO'd at a really high price and it had a huge sell-off, but ignoring that, overall this stock is always making higher highs, and it's actually a very, very steady stock. Like, it does go upwards through time, but it's not dramatic. It's almost kind of like flatlining, but you definitely do see an uptrending pattern. So I always recommend investing in stocks that have an uptrending pattern. And this is kind of like a safe stock where you know that you pretty much won't lose any money and your money will grow over time slowly while taking advantage of its dividend payment. And just to make it a little bit more clear, I'm going to go ahead and draw a line of support through the max chart of this AT&T stock through its max chart. So as you see here, this kind of signalizes that it continues to make higher highs as we enter new years, and right now it's basically almost at its highest point. Before it was at around 40 to 50s, but we're getting to that time period where it starts to get higher and higher every single time. So this is an important step when analyzing stocks. You always want to make sure it's making higher highs through time. So always take the step to do this. I would never invest in any stock that I can't see its max chart. So you want to invest in uptrending patterns. So next we're going to look at the balance sheet. Without this, you are not going to make a great decision when investing in any stock. So the balance sheet tells you how much money they have and how much debt. Those are the most important things from the balance sheet. You want to take a look at the total assets and total liabilities. You want your company to have a lot of total assets and very little liabilities. Liabilities are debt, so they're money that they owe. The more assets they have, the better. The less liabilities they have, the better. And one important step I always do is I grab the total assets and I grab the total liabilities and I subtract the liabilities from the assets. That's going to give you an accurate number on how much the company is basically worth, how much money they have in disposal to buy other companies, and how much money they have to grow the company. So this is a very important step, and as you see, AT&T is positive. They have more assets than liabilities. This is a great sign, and it means that the company is able to continue to pay its dividend. So the dividend yield is 5.40%. Payout ratio is 58.91%, which is decent. That's really good. And then the dividend per share that they pay is 52 cents, and this is paid quarterly. So how many shares you own, they're going to pay you 52 cents for every single one every quarter. So this is my spreadsheet that I have where I keep track of my investments. So AT&T, I have 30 shares, and they pay me quarterly, but I can do the math on how much money that is monthly. So that's what we're going to take a look at. So the dividend yield, 5.35%. The monthly dividend that they pay me is $5.10. The quarterly payout that I receive every quarter based on the number of shares that I have is $15.30. The yearly payout is $61.20. The pay per share is 51 cents per share. My average cost is $38.28. My total cost for this investment was $1,148. So right now with this portfolio, every single month I'm receiving $36.63. So I'm making progress through getting to $1,000 per month. I'm at least working on it, and that's the most important step. And every single month, I get to use that money to invest back into dividend stocks, which makes it a lot easier when spending money to buy dividend stocks. So there you go. That's AT&T dividend stock analysis. I hope that all of y'all enjoyed this video and this video brought value to you, and that you learned something from this video. Alright, so make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to the Flaming Profits YouTube channel. That way you do not miss out on any brand new content. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.